Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Disenchantment Episode 2. So, this is going to be really interesting. So, let me just say off the bat, Steins Gate Zero reaction from yesterday. Never caught up and all, and there is a reason for that. As I mentioned yesterday, there was this thing that I was going to go to, and it was basically like I wanted to hear about that before I really started working on anything. Well, I was in this conversation for quite a while after the live stream with the person who I would have been going with, and just discussing this and other things, and eventually it was like we couldn't go. By the time that I was finished with that conversation, I had a very short amount of time left. And before I left for what the other thing I do on Wednesday nights, which at the moment is a Hobbit Bible study. So it's like at that point I had like maybe 45 minutes left before I had to leave for that. And, well, okay, maybe an hour. But either way, the point is, I had to take a shower and stuff. I had to do some other things before I left. And basically, it was either do all of that or record. So then, now you get to the question, will I record today? Well, I'm definitely doing, obviously, Disenchantment. I keep calling it Disenchanted. I feel like it should be Disenchanted. I don't know. But either way, obviously I'm recording this, but will I get to Steins Gate? And probably not. It's about 2 o'clock now. While this episode is like 30 minutes long, well, just under 30 minutes long, a little shorter than the last episode. The first episode, for some reason, was a little bit longer. I just feel like with that and then recording everything else, and then I have to get ready for tonight to go to the bar for the game night that I go to every week. There's just no way. There's no conceivable way that I'll be able to record Steins Gate as well, unless I wait to get both of them up until after I get back, which is something I could do. But I think it would actually just be better at this point to wait until tomorrow. So this is the plan. Tomorrow, when I get up in Yuyashiki, I'm also going to get up Steins Gate. I'm going to do both. Because tomorrow, to the best of my knowledge, I don't have anything going on. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. Saturday's a different story, but that's Saturday. But yeah, I shouldn't have anything going on, so I should be good to just record. So yeah. I'm really hoping to be able to get to that. I don't want to keep putting it off. I want to get to it, you know? And I've already got it downloaded too, so I need to record it tomorrow. But yeah, so, with Disenchantment. So our first episode introduced us to the characters, and I adore Bean. I don't think I really mentioned it during my initial reaction and during my afterthoughts and all, but I really love Bean. She's adorable. And I love her personality. I love her character. I love her. She's awesome. She's definitely waifu material. Elfo's funny. I enjoy him. I enjoy the kind of humor they went with for him. And then we have Lucy. And Lucy, I think, is honestly the weakest member of the team. Lucy, just off the first episode, mind you. So anything could change. But just off the first episode, I feel like Lucy is kind of he kind of got the short end of the stick in terms of good character. He's extremely stereotypical. He's the very stereotypical devil on your shoulder character. That's pretty much all he is right now. Now, if they make him into something more, if they like expand upon his character, that would be great, and I really hope they do. But right now, he's definitely the weakest. The other characters are more kind of minor at the moment, so it's like nothing really to talk about. I like the story. I like the entire Rebel Princess gig that they do with this. I liked when they did it with Star Versus as well. The idea of like this princess who's just like not very princess-like, who just wants to do her own thing and enjoy her own life. And I've always liked that concept. And I like that. I like that Bean and Disenchantment is reminding me of Star and Star vs. the Forces of Evil, because I mean, you guys know I love that show. So, so Bean is just a really fun and awesome character so far. The art and animation is honestly what I would have expected. It's good. I wouldn't call it great. I wouldn't call it anything amazing. But it's definitely good, for sure. It definitely has that quality that I would expect from comparisons to shows like Futurama. The soundtrack is good. The voice acting's great. Really, I don't have any big issues with the show so far. And it's funny because I've actually heard that apparently some people aren't liking this. That apparently it's actually not doing as well as expected. And that's surprising to me because it's really good. It's really good. It's really enjoyable. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I don't know anything about where the episodes go in the future, especially this one. So we're just going to find out. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we will begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, another great episode here. This was fun. I was wondering how this was going to close out with the wedding and all. Because it's like, how are you going to get out of this? Especially now with it just basically just going ahead. And it didn't go like exactly how I expected. So Mortimer was turned into a pig. Because he drank a mixture of Elfo's blood and pig's blood. And the pig that the blood came from turned into him. Okay, why not? That's a thing. And in the end, Bean's father agreed to just cancel the wedding and had a king fight with the other dude. But there were some things that happened beforehand, so let's talk about those. So, after nearly escaping from the mountain where the dude, I don't remember what his name was at the moment. It had something to do with laundry, I think. But after nearly escaping, they do end up getting caught by Mortimer, and he takes them back to the kingdom. So while there, Bean is basically trying to prepare to possibly kill him, and trying to figure out ways to do it. While Elfo is taken by the wizard and the king, and being drained of his blood because the king apparently wants immortality. So, Elfo has a very small amount of blood apparently, and it takes a long time for it to drain out of him. So Bean decides to mix it with pig's blood to just kind of please her father and get Elfo out of there. And in the meantime, they plan to get rid of Mortimer by basically having him lured by mermaids. So they go to this land, or they go onto this ship. They trick Mortimer into believing it's a party barge. Well, it kind of is, but it's all a trap in the first place for his bachelor party, though. And so they go on it, and they have the party and everything. But when they get to where Mermaid Island is, which apparently has like a twin shore situation with Walrus Island, they do the thing that's actually very standard of mermaid stories, tying them to the masts and everything, and putting the wax in the ears to keep them from hearing the mermaid song. That's actually a very common thing. I've seen that in many different mermaid stories, and I'm glad they included that here. Because it definitely shows that even though this is definitely a comedy and it takes a lot of its own routes with its humor and stuff, it is still adhering to some level of that kind of mythology. So they get there, and they make it so that Mortimer is able to get loose. He gets loose after hearing the mermaid song, but he goes to the wrong island. This was foreshadowed, because when reaching the islands, the captain of the barge was saying, like, talking about how there was the twin shores, and it's like, don't get them confused. They made a point of saying that, and it's like, I was kind of thinking, did something like that happen, or is something like that going to happen? And it did. He got the wrong island, and apparently he ended up having sex with 30 walruses. Because, okay. But he does escape with the walrus' help. He eventually saves the rest of the party-goers from... who ended up being the allies of their land. Of their kingdom. Although the supposed allies attacked first without question. And they all got home, and it goes back to where I mentioned with the wedding and everything. So it was a pretty interesting, fun episode. I like that they brought the concept of the mermaids in. I like that they closed out the wedding aspect of this, because now they can move on to other focuses with this story. Because I was actually thinking, like, early into this episode that, like, nothing was going to be able to stop this, and this wedding was going to be going to be the running thing with this series, that it was going to be Bean trying to escape this wedding, and that was going to be what the series amounted to. But no, apparently there's going to be more to it, because the wedding was wrapped up in episode 2, and there's 8 more to go. Yeah. I'm really interested to see where this goes next. I really have no idea, like, what the future's going to hold. Honestly, I feel like there's a lot of options. Now, one thing I will say is that there is one thing that is being consistently brought up that I feel that they're going to go more into at some point. And that is Bean's mother. Bean's mother is dead, apparently, and Bean really misses her. We don't know the details behind her death, or who she even was, why Bean admires her so much. I feel like that's definitely going to be something coming up in the future. I don't know when, I don't know exactly what it's going to entail, but I am interested. We also have it to where this episode kind of makes me have a little bit of a different perspective on the king than I did in the first. In the first episode, I kind of thought that this was just your kind of standard, grumpy, overly controlling, asshole father type of character. But in this episode, it kind of gives something more. One, we have an actual motivation for him. He wants to become immortal. We don't know why, which hopefully will be explained. But that is his, I guess, goal. He wants to be immortal. We also can see that he does, to some degree, truly care for his daughter. and that this entire marriage thing in the first place was just for the alliance. But in the end, he won't even let not even he will let his daughter like marry a pig. So, yeah, it's just there's more to his character, and I feel like that's going to be gone into in the future as well. At least I hope so. I hope he doesn't just stay at the same kind of notes he's been at. But yeah, I really have been enjoying this. Bean is still just bae. Like, seriously, I love Bean so much. She's adorable. She's hilarious. She's cool. I just really love her. Unfortunately, there's not been a lot of fan art for this show, and that's really disappointing. I found some, but not a lot, and it's like, it's disappointing. It's like certain shows get all of this fan art, and then, like, other stuff, it's like, I don't know, whether it just doesn't get enough attention from the creative community or whatnot, but it just seems to, like, go without, almost. And again, there is some, but not enough, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with these characters in the future. I hope they do build more into Lucy as well. And I hope we get some more with some of these other characters we've been seeing, such as Maurice LaMarche's character. I don't even know what his position is offhand. You know, the one guy who mentioned how Elfo was still rolling down the stairs, but had stopped screaming. I can't think of what his position was. I don't remember if it was mentioned. But yeah, I maybe more with him, maybe more with the wizard. And others as well. I'd like to really see them do just more with these characters, who aren't necessarily the main ones. But I mean, it's not going to give us everything, I know that. But hopefully it just gives us something. So tell me what you thought of episode 2 of Disenchantment in the comments below. And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles, shed tears along the way, you're still standing, live, love, laugh.